so on review of Victor, this time we actually went through the game beforehand instead of being entirely unprepared. Thank you, Victor, for that idea. So yeah.
I mean, going to games unprepared is quite a pleasant surprise.
It was definitely an interesting time watching this game the first time through.
Yeah.
Wait. I thought it was okay. By a warning trinket.
Was the game just bugged? I'm confused.
Teemo has a warning trinket.
Teemo has been bugged.
Wait.
The game's bugged.
The game's bugged.
Click on AKALI. Click on AKALI.
What? AKALI is still just like sitting there.
Oh, okay, yeah, she hasn't bought anything yet. Okay. So talk about lane matchups, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so pause the video. Pause the clip here.
So Teemo to Darius.
That's a classic ranged versus melee matchup. So the way the lane works is that Teemo has a range advantage over Darius, which means that Teemo can auto Darius almost for free.
Just hook.
Yeah, but the thing is, Darius has an ability called
Apprehend.
Apprehend, yes.
Yeah.
And it pulls Teemo towards him. So so the way ranged characters work is that they do like they're good at short trades, while melee champions are good at longer trades, and they do more damage and they have more health to survive against the pro damage from.
It's because longer trades you have to spend less time walking backwards and forwards for the melee champion, mostly. Yeah. And so they can just spend more time doing damage.
The way that Darius works is just that Darius is like a shit ton of damage, but it's not like he can do it from long range. He has to hook you in.
Yeah.
So the way this lane is going to work out is Darius is going to either level 2 all in with Ghost, which I don't know.
It works.
It works. It really works, and you should be really scared of it. Or Darius is going to wait around the minion wave and hook Teemo. And you're like, well, what can Teemo do if Darius has some? So Darius hook range is 535.
Yeah.
And Teemo's auto range is 500. We searched that last night. Thank you. So Darius has technically a longer range than Teemo. So how does Teemo win? Well, if Teemo dodges Darius hook, like if Teemo stands at the very edge of it, baits the hook out,
and then punishes for the 24 seconds.
He has 24 seconds where Darius can't do anything to Teemo. So Teemo can just auto attack Darius and like shit on him and make his life miserable for 24 seconds. But after like 24 seconds or even 20 seconds, Teemo needs to start running away because Darius has his hook back up and can shit on Teemo.
Basically, it's a cycle of baiting out the hook and then punishing and then baiting out the hook again.
Something else is that for ranged chat, CSing for you is a lot easier because for the melee champion to harass you, they need to walk up to you.
Yeah.
And you just auto them while they walk up, so they can't do that. And for the melee champion to get CS, they have to be inside your auto attack range, so you can just hit them.
Yeah.
So it's all about, can the ranged laner out harass the melee without getting all-ined by Darius, which is Ghost, and can easily run Teemo down.
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful with the all-in.
Yeah, especially because Darius just does a shit ton of damage.
But like, if he starts running up to you, if you auto him once, then immediately W and run away. That should be okay. And then as he runs back towards the minion wave, then you harass him.
Yeah. It's a lot about cooldowns, and also it's a lot about mana as well.
Yeah.
Because this matchup,
Teemo doesn't actually have to use mana to harass because he's got his Well, if you level
Darius...
E, that
yeah.
By the way, you level E first in almost every matchup as Teemo, because
you level E in every matchup, Teemo. There's not a single matchup where you don't.
Surely in Ting Tryndamere.
No, you still level E. Because you do more damage, because Tryndamere needs rage to actually do anything.
Yeah.
If he dashes to you with no rage, he dies real fast. But yeah, what else about this matchup?
I think in this matchup, Teemo should definitely be ahead by like maybe
10 minutes.
Yeah, but like
yeah. Oh, and
at the end of the laning phase, you should come out with a 30 CS more, I'd say.
Yeah, something like that. Also, Darius's level 1 is really, really weak.
Yeah.
Well, not really weak, but against range, he can't do anything against him. He needs at least 2 abilities to go against range.
Because usually level 1, he'll level up his Q, and he just doesn't have the mobility to get up to you to hit you.
Yeah. So
if you just stay at the edge of the Q, you're probably
fine. Something else is where the wave is positioned. So as Teemo, if you are outside Darius's tower, you're in a lot of danger because Darius can press the magical D key and just walk to you really fast, and you're just like, wait, I'm screwed. He runs you because it takes a long time for you. It's a long lane, so you take longer to reach your tower, which is where you are safe. But Darius has more move speed than you, so he can easily catch up. So you don't want to be close to Darius' tower if he is Ghost, because otherwise you probably will die if Darius knows what he's doing.
I mean, unless you're like really beating him down.
Yeah, unless like you're like absolutely smashing him, it's like 5-0 at 12 minutes, then you can like literally just walk up to Darius and like spam Teemo laugh.
Yeah.
But this also goes the other way. If Darius is stuck outside your tower and you can't push the minions under your tower, you're like really safe. He can't get to you, he can't hook you because you just walk back and he's just wasted his mana. And also you can freely harass him outside of your tower. So he's in a bad situation. So this is how a lot of top lane is. You don't really want to, if you want to stay alive, you don't want to be at the other person's tower.
Yeah. So what you generally do is if the tower range is like here, I think that's about right.
It's a bit closer. No, tower range is a bit closer. Yeah, and it goes to the corner of the something like that.
Yeah. You want to keep the minions around here-ish.
It's a bit safer to stick outside a bit more because.
Yeah. But like, what you want them to do is you want the especially the caster minions, to stay outside the turret range. Which means that you're close to tower, but the tower isn't able to hit your minions that are over here, which means you can CS like fine.
Yeah.
But you also get the tower advantage.
And also, the wave is, if you do it properly, this is called freezing a wave, and it means that the wave will stay on your side of the map. And the only thing that the opponent can do is try and push it harder than you to force the wave to enter the tower's area so the wave dies.
Or he can harass you until where you can't tank the caster minions.
Yeah. But Darius can't do that because he's melee.
Well, I mean, if it was another melee champion, he could use his E hook.
Yeah, against another melee champion he can, but not in this matchup. The only thing Darius can hope for is to push the wave into tower. Yeah. So for top lane, those are your goals: to harass Darius all levels, but especially level 1. To maintain the wave on your side of the map, and to not get all-in by Darius, because if you do, you die if he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So mid lane is some kind of... Oh, and also, I don't know why you didn't leash the Xin Zhao.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah,
you should be helping your jungle.
Because the jungler's health means a lot early game. If they get invaded on low health, they die. And it's also their health depends when they back and how much of the jungle they can farm. So in here, we see Xin Zhao take red, get taken to low health, go to Raptors,
10%.
and then having to only kill one Raptor. Yeah, that's
this is not optimal where you're now at 37 health, having to take risk cover.
You shouldn't even be trying to risk cover. It should just be backing. It's not safe.
Yeah.
But that's partially your top lane's fault and partially mechanically your own fault. So go back, because I want to talk about the other lanes.
Yeah.
So it's AKALI versus Kayle and Rise to don't win that one. It's a 2v1 lane you don't expect to win it.
Yeah.
You still do stuff later on in the game because it's AKALI.
I feel like because there's AKALI and Rise who are both so weak in the early game, you can CS.
AKALI, Rise, and Kayle, they're all really weak champions early on.
Yeah.
No, but it's a lot of its range advantage that Rise has. Rise level up the wrong ability. You don't level Q level 1, you level E. It doesn't matter though.
Oh, the W max and Rise, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the new Kayle works, but she scales hard.
New Kayle is basically really weak in the early game because they took away her
I know that.
Range.
But like
she scales really well now.
Okay, and a bot lane.
Yeah.
Okay, bot lane.
First of
there
all,
should be a lot of...
Lulu, please level Q.
Yeah, because it's not even level Q, but you shouldn't level any ability until the minion wave crashes. Like until they meet each other. Like when you actually need an ability. Like sometimes you don't even level an ability until you reach level 2. Because in certain instances, like I do it on Gnar because I don't need to level my Q. You sometimes don't level an ability because sometimes it's like, what ability do I want? Do I want QWE? And especially on Lulu, pressing E at the very start of the game isn't like right now. You literally just wasted a point of an ability.
See, the problem with E is that it'll basically protect against one auto attack, and then go on a 10-second cooldown.
Yeah.
And if you're using it for the
enemy cast, really high mana cost as well.
Is like you don't want to be using your enemy cast early game because it's just easier to use your Q.
Yeah, and Q is true bolt, so you proc spell thieves twice.
Yeah,
which is nice. And also about this lane, it is a 2v1 lane. You might not know that yet. You might think Kayle's support, which is reasonable.
I think as soon as we see the
Kayle mid.
Yeah.
You know it's a 2v1 lane. So the way you win this lane is you can either harass Draven on the tower because he can't do much about it. He's a really short-ranged ADC.
Yeah.
Even though he does a lot of damage, he doesn't have the range to reach either Lulu or Tristana, hopefully. And also, if you outpoke him, you win because he has no sustain. He has no form of healing, and that's pretty rip. Apart from Doran's Blade, but Doran's Blade offers nothing.
Yeah.
So you could either harass him on the tower or harass him under your own tower. So set up a freeze, which you shouldn't be able to break because there's 2 champions against 1. And you can harass him under your own tower. Either one works, it's fine. So what's the advantages of harassing him under your tower and harassing him under your own tower? His tower and under your own tower. If you harass him under his tower, it means he has to stay under his tower. So it means like if you want to take Dragon, you can just walk up and Draven has to clear the wave before he can leave. Otherwise, he's missing CS.
So like basically Draven's just trapped around here.
Yeah, so it gives you what you call lane priority, which is good.
I have to explain lane priority at some point.
Yeah, later.
But essentially, if you're pushed in, then you're allowed to leave the lane first, because Draven theoretically has to stay here to finish taking the minions, and then after that he has to go. So that's about 10 seconds? 10 seconds.
20 seconds. And if he just leaves immediately, he loses all the CS that's getting killed by tower. So
either way, if there is a jungle fight, say around here, either you leave first and you win the fight, or you both leave at the same time and he loses about...
It goes even, and then he loses CS.
Yeah. And so either way, he's in a losing position if there's a jungle fight round.
But the thing is, if you push up, you're susceptible to ganking, right? Because the other jungler can walk towards you. But it's a 2v1 lane, so it should be okay. If you get ganked, you can turn it around and you can just walk away, and it's going to be fine. Now, what's the benefits of having it at your tower? It means you literally can't get ganked, and Draven's stuck in a really shitty position for his own jungler to gank. And it becomes a really free lane, because Draven needs to snowball to actually get ahead. And if not, Tristan outscales Draven.
You can also theoretically just because Lulu has 2 slows, you could probably, if you get into low enough health, you could just chase him down.
All of them, just just run at him.
Yeah.
So that's bot lane. Junglers, Yasuo jungle, sure.
Yasuo jungle with teleport.
No flash, interesting.
He doesn't need a flash, he's got a Z.
Yeah, he's got a Z, surely. No need to flash. I don't know. AKALI mid, just be careful because Rise is a point and click stun. How long can you hover over his E, please? His E. Root duration is increased to 1.5 seconds, and that's at level 3.
Yeah,
that's a pretty bloody long root duration.
Especially early on.
Yeah.
And it's point and click.
And Kale has slows and...
Well, she has a single slow, but yeah.
Yeah, so AKALI just needs to be careful of not getting W'd and then just losing. But she should be okay because she can cast her own W. Kale's abilities are useless, Rise's abilities are useless, so it should be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But just not fun lane for mid and bot.
I think in this situation, AKALI just wants to be farming on the tower. As much as possible.
The most skill expressive lanes is top.
Yeah.
Just top. Because it can easily go either way. But it's...
Theoretically, at the top level, Teemo should win.
For top, it's easier to win as Teemo, but it's easier to snowball as Darius. So if Darius gets ahead, he gets ahead by a lot. But it's harder for him to get ahead.
Yeah.
It's like a risk versus reward.
Teemo can theoretically just stranglehold Darius if he plays it really well.
And also, Darius is heavily dependent on his mana. So if he expends his mana, and even if Teemo is on a quarter health, he should still win fights against Darius.
Yeah.
Because Darius has no mana, he can't press his buttons, and buttons are really important.
Specifically for Darius, his entire... Otherwise, he just can't get in range.
Yeah, too. And how much does Apprehend cost? 60?
45.
That's pretty cheap. But
it's more so limited by the cooldown.
The cooldown's massive.
The Q is what he'll be spamming, and that's what will end up draining his mana.
Yeah. So, and that's just the lanes we're trying out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. Rip's in, not getting a leash. Rip trick. I don't know how Yasuo maintains so healthy without a leash, but that's... Well, you just stole CS, which... Bit of a rip.
Yeah. I think I told them about this. It's just better to not attack the minions. Especially if you're not, coordinated.
Oh, and also you shouldn't be using shield willy-nilly on minions because
Yeah,
like now
don't just use it like that.
do it. The shield is for trading and not just
So also as Lulu passive, you want to be standing like here, so that because your passive missiles are blocked by minions, which means if you're autoing Draven, part of what makes Lulu ADC, even though I haven't seen it in a long time, so good, is that her passive just does quite a bit of damage,
and it's a lot of hit.
Yeah, but you need to stand so that the missiles don't get blocked by the minions.
Oh, something about that gank. Go back 15 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so pause it here. So since our W is a fairly slow skill shot, right?
Yeah.
So you have like to do the sweepy thing in front of you first, and then stab, which is how long does it take?
Cast time is 5
cast
seconds.
time.
So it's 0.5 seconds.
It's
no.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy to dodge because it's pretty noticeable.
Yeah.
So how you get to hit then? Well, you could E first to him, or you could just walk up to him.
Yeah.
And either one is better than throwing out your W and having Darius run away.
Because if you look at what happened here.
Okay, so Xin Zhao pinged, Timo walked away. That's a no-no. Darius won't be able to kill you. Like, it's a 2v1. If he tries to kill you, he dies. So
basically, you could be standing around here.
You should literally be running at Darius right now. You know,
after that, you don't walk away because he's just used his Q cooldown.
Yeah. And then Xin Zhao's gank was like okay. So the way the gank should have happened, Xin Zhao and Teamer come at the same time.
So
you know Darius still has flash, and with flash Darius can get away. So you don't use your own flash. You walk up to Darius.
He comes up here. Timo should already be like here.
Should already be there, or even closer. You should already be fighting.
You could be like here.
Or even closer. Like, honestly, Darius won't be able to kill you that fast.
And so then Timo pushes him this way. If Darius owns a Timo, then you just kill him.
Right. But you do not eat him, because if you eat him, he gets away. You just walk up,
so
you press Q on him.
Come up here, you can basically just block this off.
Cut off. You don't want to use E, because if he flashes, you have no way to chase after him. So you just walk up to him, you Q to knock up, you W to slow him.
He doesn't have Q yet, so you use W. You just sort of walk up to here, get next to him, and use your W.
Wait, you don't have Q yet?
She's level 2.
Okay. That's you should. Xin Zhao's ganks are made a lot better at level 3.
Yeah.
So right now you shouldn't even ganking. You should be farming your own jungle. There's literally no way that this gank is going to work out.
I mean,
if you're level 2, there is none.
You could push Darius back, but there's no point because Timo should just be pushing him back anyway.
Yeah, and you spending time ganking a lane that you know, well, that isn't going to work. You might not know it's not going to work, but it's not going to work. You spending time ganking a lane and not farming as jungler is pretty important. Like
you're relatively healthy right now. So if you were to go from
Raptors or
Scuttle to Raptors, and then I just go around the blue side
to bot side, and then bot lane is a really easy lane to gank because it's a 2v1 lane.
Yeah.
And you might be like, wait, but it's a 2v1 lane. That means that they should automatically be winning, right?
Yeah.
But
if the Draven is playing safe, even though he's losing, he's not dying.
Yeah. You want to like punish him for playing in a 2v1 lane by ganking.
Yeah. The other option, if you go from a Rift Color and this doesn't work out, is to then just sort of go mid and to relieve pressure on the AKALI.
Yeah, but if you want to relieve AKALI from pressure, do not go in because it's a 2v2.
Yeah.
And going in could go either way, and you really don't want to die and snowball the KO.
You just sort of want to stand around here or maybe under bush.
Yeah, just like make it look like you're like really menacing and scary, but in reality you're not.
Yeah.
So okay, so now talking about how scaling works, I guess, because now I mentioned Kale, we might as well talk about it.
Okay.
So some champions are better early game, and some champions are better late game. Now, the way this works is that their abilities is some sort of mechanic that allows them to do more damage early or later. So, for example, Kale's passive is like it's literally once you get put into your ultimate, you become so much stronger. Like each one is like an individual power spike, and it's really, really good.
Generally, what makes a champion scale is either the scaling on the abilities. So you see the green number and the blue number. Those are called ratios. And so the higher the ratio on the ability, the more damage it will do late game. The lower the ratio, generally it'll have a higher base damage. So base damage does better early game, but it doesn't do as well late game because it doesn't change. Other things that make scaling is ranged champions and attack speed. Because ranged is just so good in League of Legends.
Yeah, and the way attack speed works with other items. So, say for example, mages, they have ability power to do more damage.
Yeah.
And they have cooldowns to throw more abilities so they do more damage, right?
Yeah.
Well, ADCs have attack dash, they have attack speed, and they have crit chance, and they have on-hit effects. So they have multiple different ways to do more damage, and if you combine them all multiplicatively, it's a lot higher than mages, right?
Like
that's why
if you only had like your auto attack on the same attack speed that you had at the start, and you didn't have any crit chance, and you basically just had the same AD as a mage, then you're not going to do very well.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you have a 2.5 attack speed, and the fact that all your auto attacks are basically dealing a third of the enemy's health that make you really strong.
Yeah, which means you can kill them in 1 second.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's the hopefully late game ADC status.
The dream, yeah.
So if you look at like ranged champions that scale well, it would be Kayle, Teemo, and Tristana.
Teemo doesn't scale well. He's a really niche champion.
Yeah.
But okay, so Kayle scales well just because of her passive. The way her passive works, the longer the game goes, she gets stronger, right? The way Tristana works, the longer the game goes, she gets more attack range, and attack range is pretty much a stat. The higher the attack range, the stronger you are, and like having a really high attack range, like Tristana, is really, really strong.
Like the reason why Draven isn't like a classic late game ADC is because he has a fairly short attack range.
Yeah, for ADC, he has one of the shortest attack ranges, and that's bad because that means that you can only attack people when they are closer to you, and that means that they can do stuff to you a lot easier. The trade-off that Draven has is that Draven has some of the highest auto attack damage in the game because of his Q, which is
when you play Draven, he definitely feels more like a bruiser than an ADC. Because you're just sort of running up to people and hoping that you outdamage them.
So, Darius is a lane bully, and he doesn't scale well into the game. Well, he can do stuff like he can definitely do stuff like
he does team fighting, but it's not like he does damage late game.
He still does damage late game, but it's not phenomenal.
His primary focus.
Yeah. His primary focus is to cause chaos.
Yeah. and to just sort of soak up for the ADC, hoping that
hopefully your ADC carries you.
Yeah. But if you snowball the early game with Darius, like the whole point of early game champions is that you can snowball and prey on champions that have to scale.
Yeah, and then you can hopefully with your lead, you one-shot the entire enemy team, which is what Darius can do, and it's scary.
So if you want to think about it like opposite ends, Pantheon would be just extreme early game. His Q does really high base damage and he can spam it a lot, but it doesn't scale well into the late game.
Because the scaling is mediocre.
Yeah.
And he relies a lot on his abilities. He's basically like a mage, but for top lane.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then someone who scales.
Oh, and Patty never gets more health, so he remains squishy.
Who do you think scales the best? Kog'Maw? Kai'Sa?
Kog'Maw scales really well. People like Vayne.
Yeah.
Jinx, Twitch.
You may have noticed that we're talking about a lot of ranged champions. It's not a coincidence.
Like range is literally it has a value in the game.
Like if you can kill someone before they can actually walk up to you, then you just like, what can they do?
Which is what Kog'Maw does. what Kog'Maw does, what Jinx does, what Tristana does, what Caitlyn does.
And especially with kiting and orb walking, it just becomes so much more powerful.
Especially like Jinx. Jinx is pretty good at it.
Ashe.
Yeah, Ashe is really good. She's her attack range is okay. It's not great, but
it's the fact that she can slow you at 60%.
Slow you, and she can easily just walk away. Ezreal has range, but he doesn't scale well because
he's more so burst rather. He plays more like a mage than an ADC really, but he does have a lot of AD scale.
He is a combination of mage and ADC.
Yeah,
but like a lot of the spellcasting ADCs generally have a good mid game. So Vayne, why does Vayne have a good late game when she doesn't? When she has a really small attack range. Firstly, her invis is the way she survives. So normally attack range means you don't die because you attack from really far away.
Yeah.
Vayne has this really fun mechanic called invisibility that's on a half-second cooldown, which is a brilliant insight from Riot Games.
Wait, isn't it on her ult?
It's on her ult.
Yeah, but you ult for team fight.
Yeah, and she has high damages based on her build, so it's Gwinsu, Bork, which have high percent health damage, which is good at shredding tanks.
Yeah.
And she's a W, which is good at shredding tanks and anyone in general.
Basically, if you get to late game and she can dodge around the team fight, she does damage to everyone, which is really good for ADCs.
But the problem about ADCs is that if they get found in CC, they die in half a second.
Which is why you generally have a front line of tanks.
Yep. Or you have a bunch of people who have CC, like Ryze. Ryze's.
Yeah.
Ryze does damage, but he can also peel for you. So he can help you get the scary people away from you.
Some of the mages that do well late game would be like Ryze and Karthus. I think
Malzahar is his mid game power spike, but he's not useless late game.
Yeah, I think. Who was I thinking about? Kassadin, because of his ult.
Kassadin scales well because early game he's limited by his mobility, so he is an assassin, but he has no way to get close to you pre-level 6, and even level 6 his mobility is a fairly long cooldown and it's got high mana cost.
Yeah,
but later on
he just gets a 3-second blink, 3-second flash basically that does a lot of damage.
Yeah. Later on, he starts getting more mana, which allows him to jump around more and be really, really scary in team fights because you can't lock him down. He's just like, well, I killed your ADC and I'm out. And then he's also got really short cooldowns.
Yeah, late game scaling mages will probably less focus on burst and more on sustained damage.
Yeah.
Like Rise's damage is quite sustained. You just cycle your abilities around.
If you can read what your abilities do, I might add.
Karthus has a lot of sustained damage. Cassidy has a lot of sustained damage. So as you move through to the late game...
Cassidy has high sustained burst damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sustained burst. As you move to the late game, because the ADCs are hiding behind their tanks more, you have to get through the front line, or you have to be able to get through the ADC.
So people like Pantheon, who has like one rotational abilities in the app, can't kill tanks. You can only kill the ADCs, but that's a problem because you can't get to the ADCs who are hiding behind the big scary frontline.
Theoretically, they should be hiding behind the big scary frontline.
But you get chaos.
Pantheon definitely thrives on chaos. If you have an unorganized team, he can just wipe them clean.
Yeah, like a lot of assassins are good when it's chaotic. Like AKALI, she can snipe someone.
Yep.
Important. Yeah.
But like part of the reason why assassins are specifically very mid-game champions is because they focus really heavily on burst and less on sustain. Which means late game, their sort of entire role in team fights is just to gap close to the ADC and immediately burst them down. Like AKALI has quite a bit of definitely used to have quite a bit of sustain when the heal was still in a queue. But also with Gunblade, she can beat tanks, but it's just better for her to flash ult, E, ult, and just murder the ADC.
Yeah.
Or in this case, KO actually.
Yeah, Kia's a scary person later on. Okay, so we've been talking about this for like a good 20 minutes?
Definitely a long amount of time.
A long amount of time. But I don't know, you probably do want to listen to this.
It is important. I might just continue on with the game and wait for something to happen.
Yeah.
So Darius giving the thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay, so something about jungle is that a lot of the jungle revolves around the camp that Zinzal is taking right now. And that's called Krugs. I don't know what Yasuo is doing, but it's interesting.
He's trying to like save the draven.
Yeah. Krugs gives a large amount of EXP and gold. That's alright.
Right, so this is why you don't spam your E as Lulu. Because if you were just using Q, theoretically you would be able to harass Draven out of lane. But now because you've been using E, and you've been using E to help me CS, which isn't...
Don't really need to.
Yeah. You now have 90 mana, and you basically have one rotation of abilities left. Like, half a rotation. And then you just have to recall. So this is the gank.
Okay.
Alright, so you do the E.
Okay,
you
nice.
E to them, which is good.
Yeah, and then you proceed to get CC'd because it's a 2v1 and they out damage you. And you also do it in the minion way. Minions do damage.
Especially early game.
Yeah.
So I think you were talking about this before, but you're supposed to wait until your third Q before you W?
Sorry?
Did you want to wait? You're supposed to use your Q and then knock up and then W, right?
Give me a second.
Oh. Watch the fight again. But yeah, while you're in this situation, as a Xin Zhao, you're not looking to kill. Because AKALI has just been forced to back off. if you could theoretically burst the tail down, then sure. But that's just not gonna happen quickly enough. After you get the flash from Rise here, that's when you just immediately back off. Right? Because remember, flash is a 300-second cooldown. That's really valuable that you got it. Because you were standing here, if you just run back, you're not gonna die. Yes, Rise is fairly low, but there's also two of them. And they're progressively walking closer to their turret here. So you're definitely not going to be able to fight them on a turret. If you... And you're out of mana, you're not going to be able to kill them right here. Because after you've used all your abilities, you've used your EQW. You don't actually have another gap closer, especially because you've used your flash. You don't have a ranged skill shot. There is theoretically just no way that you can catch up to the Rise. And so in this situation, it's just a lot better to back off. If you really wanted to, you could clean out the wave for AKALI, though you might have better stuff to do than that. If I go...
Okay, I'm sorry I left.
It's okay. I was just talking about how after the flash, you should have just backed off.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you know after Jin Zhao's used all his abilities, he can't actually chase her Rise anymore.
Yeah. So you E. Okay, that's a good W.
Yeah.
Okay. He flashes.
Yeah. So you just immediately walk off.
You're out of mana.
Out of abilities.
Out of abilities. You don't have flash. Yeah. So you can't kill Rise. Because if you chase after Rise, Rise is just gonna run away.
Because what's 345, 340. So if you were running a marathon, Jin Zhao would eventually catch up. But
you're not running a marathon, really.
You're running to tower.
And Rise has a head start.
Even if Rise didn't snare you, theoretically you wouldn't catch him. And so now you've put yourself in this position here where you can't walk back anymore.
And you give first blood to the person who you don't want to give first blood to.
Yeah, because Kayle is trash early game now.
I mean, she was already trash early game.
I'm so sad because I used to be able to abuse top lane range melee.
You're range.
And now it's just like you get one ranged auto. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Riot.
Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe it's better for the health of the game, but I just miss the old Kayle gameplay.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have uninteresting game footage where Lulu is out of mana, so she can't do anything. And
she's not hitting Draven.
Yeah. Honestly, you should just back. You can't do anything in this lane anymore.
I mean,
and you just steal all your mana.
Because that puts you even further into the hole.
Oh. Okay. Bad trade, but
yeah.
Okay. You took fleet, didn't you? Oh no, you took PTA.
Me? I took PTA.
Wait, you took PTA. Okay. Draven has took PTA. Okay, that's understandable.
I thought Draven usually takes.
I don't know why Lulu's staying in lane right now. You have nothing to do in lane. You are out of mana. You can buy stuff. Buying stuff is generally a good idea. Don't use W like that.
Yeah. You want to E then W.
Oh, and also
But, like,
you're in
you don't
such
want to
a
fight
shit
here.
situation. No, you can fight here, but you don't you want to fight Yasuo and then walk out because right now Draven could easily walk to you and you'd just die.
Yeah.
Straight up die.
In this situation, I would just walk back up into the jungle.
Yeah, you walk out or you fight Yasuo. You fight Yasuo to walk out.
The problem is if you fight Yasuo, he's either in close proximity in mid lane, which because it's 2v1 just innately has priority.
Yeah, no, but otherwise Yasuo's gonna pressure you if you walk down. So you just
go to
Yasuo.
I would walk up here.
Yeah. You'd walk up, but right now you're walking down, which is no, you're killing yourself.
Yeah, because you're walking into a pincer. Because you can't walk into Tribrush and not expect Draven to be there. If Yasuo gets to this position here, then you. Hold on, let me get.
You have to fight Yasuo.
If Yasuo gets to this position here, then it's an inevitable fight because you can't. He's blocking off this exit. If you try and walk down into here, that's just asking to die because Draven comes around and kills you.
The entire team just comes and like
You can't walk straight into Draven because that's also just like you're going to get pincered in 2v1. So if I go back a few secs.
It's backspace, I think.
Where you come around here. So coming around and pushing Yasuo, I'm not sure why you took the blast cone over. I understand if you want to just get rid of the blast cone and push yourself this way.
Which you shouldn't because the blast cone's on your side of the map.
Yeah. But like, I've just recalled. Lulu is out of mana. You can't gank Draven. Especially because he has a ward here.
Well, you don't know that, but Draven can do stuff.
You assume that like he would have vision.
Yeah.
And even if you walk to about here,
he sees you.
Yeah.
And just runs.
You could combo him maybe about to 25% health, but I don't think you'd be able to kill him.
No, you can't.
And then he'd just recall. So I'm not sure what the thought process is. I'm glad you don't go in for a gank.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But then Yasuo comes here. I'm not sure why Yasuo runs up, because he should just be calling the Draven immediately. We should go kill the Xin Zhao. But because the Yasuo runs up, you now have a way to just escape. And so you just want to take that. Like if you just walk up here. Also, when you use your W, I'm not sure if you're using quick cast or like the whether you see the ranges, but like that was definitely out of range. It is so much better to just hold on to it and threaten it rather than use it and miss it.
Yeah, keeping your cooldowns up is really. Don't just spam your cooldowns because that means that your opponents know that you don't have something, like you don't have more damage or you don't have more shields or you don't have a heal, which means that they have an advantage over you.
Yeah.
Which means that they can just fight you and you're screwed.
So theoretically, even if you're there to poke the Yasuo, unless you're getting like a guaranteed hit off, like you know he's like AFK or something, you don't want to use it unless the Yasuo engages on you with his E.
Oh, and what ability are you maxing on?
Jump to him. What?
What ability is it? E.
E.
Zin.
Jungle clear speed, so you can get the raptors, you know?
No, you max W.
Yasuo?
Zin.
Jin. Oh yeah, Jin.
What? You cut out.
Sorry. Yeah, the W does more damage, right?
Yeah, the W just does more damage and it clears faster. You don't need to upgrade your Q because your Q is pretty much there only for the knock up and the attacks the auto attack reset. Your E is a gap closer, so you don't need to upgrade that. So you upgrade your W.
Generally with League Champions, the way you know how to max your abilities is they'll have most champions would have like 2 utility abilities and 1 damage ability. So like for Darius, his damage ability is his Q, and his 2 utility abilities are his E and W, because it slows and this hooks. For Timo, he has a single damage ability which would be his E, so you max that first, and then the 2 utility abilities would be his Q and W. Draven,
CC.
damage ability is his Q. Yasuo damage ability is his Q. Kale, I think her new damage ability is the Q now because like it's only.
Yeah. It's I don't know how Kale works. For Tristana to E.
Tristana to E. Lulu would be your Q.
Okay, so the reason why you don't max Q on Tristana is because it's a percent attack speed boost, and if you have no attack speed at the start of the game, then your maxing Q won't benefit you much. If you get what I'm saying, like if you get like 50% of like 1, then that's like 1.5. Well, it's you have 0.5 attack speed, so it's like 50% of 0.5 is 0.2. So you're only getting like 0.25 attack speed if you max Q.
Yeah.
But if you max E, you get more damage. And then later on, when you get more items, the buff you max Q is more noticeable. So that's why you don't max attack speed abilities early on.
For Rise, this is Q, but you want to put a point into E first, just because it's better for the minion wave.
Yeah, you can push it easier. It's point and click, so you won't miss it. It does the same damage. You have an option of choosing between your W and Q for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna be a minute. You can talk if you want.
So I want to talk about pathing, I guess. So early game, junglers normally start at buffs. Normally there's a few exceptions. Those exceptions are Kayn. Kayn can start leashless, so his lanes don't come to him, and he can start raptors. And the benefit of this is that your laners don't lose. They can get to level 2 first if you start raptors, because
I'm back.
Don't have a leash. And then there's a few high priority camps that are really nice to clear. Those camps are Krugs and your buffs. Krugs are just hard for some champions to take because they do a lot of damage. They have a lot of health. They split into multiple parts. But in return, they give the highest amount of EXP and gold for a non-buff camp. I think the amount of gold they give is even more than a buff camp. Buffs only give 100. Krugs in total give 160. So that Krugs are really, really good. The other camps are less important. Scuttle Crab is really good because it's free, basically. So a lot of the scaling junglers, not Xin Zhao, go like stuff like Red Krug Scuttle, because it gives a lot of gold, a lot of EXP, really fast. It's the only path that takes you to level 3 from 3 camps, because Krugs gives a lot of EXP. While some other junglers like Xin Zhao, which you shouldn't have level W level 2, I think. You should level Q level 2. Or some of the junglers like Xin Zhao would take more single target camps because they can clear them easier, and it's fast for them, and then they can get to ganks earlier because they don't have the AoE. So that's that. I can go more in depth in it later in a different video because right now it's not really the time. But yeah, okay. Hi Jan.
I am back. So,
I
assume you're talking about jungle stealth, which I do not care for.
it was really brief.
Yeah, you shouldn't be here. Shouldn't walk down.
Oh god, this is scary.
I volunteer.
Yeah, you can fight. You can fight. You can fight. Fighting's okay.
You don't just like.
You don't just fight and then walk out. That just kills you. Even.
Because Yasuo is still chasing you. Yasuo is still using his Q on you.
Yeah,
Yasuo
you
still
just
has his E. So he'd E, Q. So you're dead. I remember I got the draven.
You would. Yeah. You're gonna live.
And then I just W away.
Yeah.
I love that rocket jump animation.
You just should went all in on the Yasuo. You do more damage in Yasuo early game. You do. Since that is a lot of damage. A lot of burst as well.
Oh,
but it makes him really scary.
Not the Tristana.
No, not Tristana. No. But before you should just try and fort.
Yeah.
But not like don't do like the thing you did
Don't
where
do
it's
half
like
half because
yeah,
you took the worst of both options.
Yeah. You lost the attack speed boost from your E as well. That would be good, maybe.
Alright, so I think in terms of this lane set, we both have really high mana. So Lulu should just be standing like here, and then your job is just to keep spamming your Q.
And not your E.
Like, why are you standing back up here? If you stand up here,
you aren't helping your ADC.
Yeah, you're just basically there to use your E shield, which still isn't even that much because it's supposed.
And you're just sapping your ADC's EXP. You're not helping your ADC by doing that. Yeah. Proactive.
Let's go take another top lane.
That's good.
This is very good.
Grasp team is fine.
Don't have flash.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Good. You didn't go to tower range. Smart.
At this point, you should just be pushing as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Because
Darius didn't take. You know, Darius can't farm the minion wave later, so he has to back.
Yeah.
And Darius doesn't have TP. Do you have shrooms up? Does Timo have shrooms up?
Timo does have shrooms up. So you just push the wave, shroom, and then maybe recall, I think?
You shroom the minion wave, yeah. You can stay for plates if you're greedy, if the wave actually pushes to tower. Which it doesn't seem like it's going to. No, it doesn't. Yeah, you just leave here.
Yeah. I guess you could shroom the minion wave again.
Shroom the minion wave. And you just leave. Yeah.
Because there's nothing else here for you. And it's better to.
You're not going to get tower. When Darius comes back, he can push really fast, and then he can. He has an item advantage on you. Yep. He can chase you down really easily. Bot lane's the same old Lulu's.
Instead of casting E on Darius, maybe just like polymorph him, or like.
Yeah, polymorph is a really strong ability.
Polymorph or Q is just better to cast on the enemy than.
Bop him.
Yeet. Don't you love that giant ult? So as soon as Yasuo comes in, just because remember Yasuo can run through these minions, so you just hide on the tower as much as possible. It'd be nice if you queued behind you, or like W him while he's jumping in.
Or you polymorph. There's a polymorph.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Like remember that even though you're running away from him, there's still stuff that you can do because
he's under tower. Your polymorph is a CC. He can't attack you. He can't or he can't cast his abilities. So he's literally sitting duck, and you just the tower kills him for you. You don't need to be scared. He's on the tower by himself. He's an idiot.
Chasing him up here was definitely my mistake.
You're just.
I was being dumb.
KLO was a bit early, I think.
I mean, she was using it for the damage rather than the.
Yeah, but it would have been better too. Okay. Stop here!
This is good.
No, go back. Go back.
What?
Go back. I need to rant.
About which one? Mid or top?
Mid. You know what I'm going to talk about.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
So.
I'll just let you do your thing.
Okay, so good work, AKALI, for dodging Risel's abilities. Now you know that your jungler is going to come in. So why did you just eat out? I know like AKALI's not going to watch this video, but you have a button called No, and it lets you get closer to them, and it's really good because then you could have killed them. I don't know why she didn't use the R. Like, playing AKALI, your E is either an escape ability or like something to outplay your opponents. Okay. So you want to ult in and you E to them so that you can follow them, and you can guarantee that it hits. If you E like you did there, you're putting a distance from yourself and your opponent, and your E is a really slow projectile, so it's probably not going to hit, and you literally just allowed Rise to escape. And your ultimate is a useful ability, and it's only got an 80-second cooldown, which is worth it for a kill, which you definitely would have gotten. So, I don't know, just this happens multiple times in the video, which is why I got really mad at AKALI.
Yeah, we had like an extensive conversation about this last night.
I ranted a lot about this. Like, AKALI should learn that there is a button on your keyboard that does a lot, especially in League of Legends, and it's like one of the most typed letters in the English alphabet, and it's R. So I don't know if she doesn't speak English. Maybe she doesn't know what the R button is. Maybe it's pulled out from a keyboard and she can't press it. But maybe like just buy a different keyboard or learn how to speak English or I don't know.
Victor, you remember my theory, right? So like, because she has to press Q twice. She therefore has two fingers on Q. Because she has to press W, she has a finger on W. And because she has to press E twice, she has two fingers on E. And so she has all her fingers taken up. She can't cast her ult.
She can't cast her ult. Damn.
She hasn't got enough fingers. It's too complicated.
It's too complicated.
Too many buttons.
7 buttons. Ouch. But yeah, that gank should have worked out, honestly. Blame on the AKALI. I don't know what happened bot lane. RIP. Did Lulu cast ultimate? No, she didn't. She didn't cast ultimate. Blame that on Lulu.
Yeah, this game is sort of...
This game is... Okay. So there's a trade. Lulu stands 10 miles away.
Up here.
Yeah, I don't know why you're like... Where's your ultimate? Where's your polymorph? Where's literally any ability?
Well, she gets the kill.
That's not where.
Lulu murdered the Tristana
It shouldn't have happened.
So you get the kill.
It shouldn't have happened. Maybe Lulu True is too much of a skill expressive champion. Maybe because like you have 7 options of your abilities. Maybe you should not play Lulu.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, it's like 6. My bad, not 7.
Too many.
A bit easier than AKALI. More than you can handle.
Why didn't AKALI use her ult?
I don't even know. Go back.
AKALI using R button.
Okay, so she presses Q.
Is it still on cooldown?
Yeah, it's on cooldown. When did she actually use it?
I'm not sure. Alright, so this is where Xin Zhao dies. Wait, does Xin Zhao die? No.
No, go back even more. Press backspace twice. Once more.
So she definitely.
Once more.
What?
Once more. She hasn't used ult yet.
So cooldown once
more.
No,
Once more.
What? She definitely didn't use it here, did she?
Press it again. Press backspace again.
No, she had. I think the cooldown's bugged because like it didn't. I'm not sure it's refreshing.
No, press it again. Press again. I think. Once more. Yeah, okay, she has it.
Okay.
Okay, when does she use it? I think from memory she uses it to escape.
Should you use it should just use it here?
She should have just used it here. Yeah.
So where does she use it? Okay. Shrouds over the wall. Not helping the Xin Zhao, because why would you do that? There's not much that she could do to help the Xin Zhao.
She flashes with that. Look, your ult is an 80-second cooldown. Just use it. Your flash is a 300-second cooldown. Don't use it. I don't understand. Yeah, the cooldown was bugged. Apparently she hasn't used ult.
Well, like in some point between this and me dying, she has to use it, right? Because that's when we.
AKALI is slightly bugged. Okay, so she uses it now. She eased backward. That's not how you engage. You ult.
I don't think she was just trying to engage. I think she was trying to poke.
Okay,
here. Okay. She used it.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Take Victor away from Elo Hell.
Okay, so Darius has used E. You can poke him a bit.
Alright, it's still rank 1, so it's 24-second cooldown.
Yeah.
Then this is where you walk back a bit, because he has it around.
Yeah. He's cleared your mid wave, so you just farm on. Okay, so
we need to talk about how you see us, especially as Teemo. So first of all, your E buffs your attack damage because of the AP scaling on it. So you only need to attack the casters once.
Okay, so normally for melee minions, okay, so can you click on the caster minion? Okay, wait, does it not show? Can you click on another one?
What?
Okay, so it doesn't show, but for caster minions, tower shots are coded to do a percentage of the caster's maximum health. They will always do a certain amount of damage to caster minions, which makes blast hitting them on the tower predictable. Because a certain combination of your autos and the tower's damage will kill it. Definitely. As long as there's no other minions around. So for melee minions, I believe it's like each tower shot deals 45% damage. So that's 2 tower shots and you auto it once and it kills the melee minion guaranteed. Apart from some champions with like extremely low attack damages, but pay no need. For casters, it's either one auto from you, tower shot, and another auto from you to kill it. Or if you have enough AD, it's a tower shot and then you auto in. Yeah. So don't just like auto as much as you can. Because there's this thing called attack speed, and if you auto once, you can't auto again for a certain amount of time, and by that time, tower's just gonna have another shot, and you're not gonna get the minions. If there's your own minions around to attack their minions, it gets a bit more complicated. It's more of like intuition, but you learn that from the game. But the general rule is for melees 2 tower shots, and you auto them, or for casters 1 auto, tower shot, and auto. Yeah.
Maybe that's why Leo wasn't getting his CS numbers.
Oh yeah, your CS is lower than Darius's, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Even if you are a kill behind, you should be like absolutely smashing. Because Darius can't harass you for the CS. That CS thing on the channel was
Wait, how did I die here? I think I just jumped in randomly again.
Inching. Joy. Oh yeah.
What was happening this time?
That Rizal was interesting.
Oh yeah, he come to help the Jin Xiao and then like just so this was my mistake. I should have just immediately backed off here. But oh well.
Oh rare.
I was so close to killing him. I was so upset because like that would have been like
yeah, you're just dead.
It would have been worth. But this is just bad.
Yeah. It was a few seconds before you had jumped over the wall, so it's already too late.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the video has much more noteworthy to say apart from the team fights and how.
You want to skip just to the team fights?
Yeah, just skip to the team fights. Oh, and warding score. You should ward.
Oh yeah. Oh, AKALI doesn't have any ward score. Maybe she can't press the 4 button as well.
Maybe she can't press the 4 button as well. Damn.
The 4 button is right above the R key, man. I think this around here. Oh right, the tower. I need to talk about the tower.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Alright, so
okay. So
after this,
a double kill happens. Nice. So
what are you standing around here?
You are sapping gold
you
from your carries.
You are actively hurting the team.
Gold isn't good on you.
Why are you
just
standing here?
Tower.
Why aren't you attacking the tower? Especially if you attack tower, you get your charges.
Another thing. I don't know why Xin Zhao isn't helped. Oh, I guess he does have his jungle up, but you literally lose first touch because Xin Zhao didn't help.
Also Lulu.
Yeah. Which really sucks. You know, that was free. But
like, first tower but is essentially a kill.
Yeah, it's worth a lot. But Xin Zhao, there was no one there to act like you should have just gone first tower. Like it's gold, it's free gold for you.
I think Xin Zhao right here just goes top and like tries and kills Darius. Or at least help the teamer. You can fight Yasuo.
You go in.
Go. Yeah. Go. I think they get killed. Yeah.
Yep. AKALI that so wow, nice.
Alright, so I think are you ready for the team fights?
Okay, so quick note. About the team fights.
Okay. So
best damage happens here. Rift Shoulder summoned.
Leave. You leave.
Bad ult.
So after you kill the Yasuo, especially the AKALI, you should just leave.
Yeah.
She's used her shroud.
You're asking for way too much. She should have ulted already. Like you don't ult for the kill steal. Like you should have ulted way earlier.
So she ults here. And this point you just leave. There's no point staying around for the rise.
Yeah, this is what happened. The fight was extremely lengthy.
Sorry, let's jump away.
And then Kai
Oh, I didn't have jump. Why didn't I have jump?
Jumped in. Oh, the bomb kills Rise?
Not quite. Should he use... Oh, she didn't have Q. Yeah. So, just, like, after the Yasuo dies, just immediately run away.
I know Timo should be helping the team fight. He was, like, the closest person to the team fight, and he didn't help.
Wait, was he?
Yeah, he was. He was the closest person.
So, here's around here. I'm summoning Rochelle. I think the thought process is we should just get the tower and then immediately back off. Like, I wasn't intending on having a sustained fight. I thought we should just get the tower and then immediately leave from here.
Yeah. But Timo stays. I feel like it could have gone a lot differently. Riffel will be taking tower by itself.
I really upset that my ult didn't clip Kale, but oh well.
Yeah. Kale's starting to get scary. Honestly, it turned from a skirmish into a big fight.
Yeah. I think at the end of the skirmish, you just leave, and then it's fine.
Smart play. Perfect timing. Just sit there. Flush. Genius teamer play. You should just pop out now. You left it a bit late, but it's okay. Oh, and your Q can auto attack reset, so it's auto Q, not auto. Takes longer. Oh. Can we skip forward to another big fight?
Yeah. So this is the dragon one. Do you remember the dragon one?
Yep. Okay, so Yasuo is soloing dragon, that's pretty normal.
Yeah. And it's a cloud drag, so...
It's a cloud. Clouds are nice. Just because it's movement speed is... There's a reason why you can only buy one pair of boots.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. But it's not, like, as good as Infernal.
It's not as good. Inferno's the best.
Yeah.
By far.
So,
alright.
I remember this. Oh, I just left the Jinja to die, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Maybe I should have kited more. I just like...
yeah. Okay, so blue team should win this because it's now if...
Yeah, so we just back off to, like, here.
Kiting, point and click route, it's a fun ability. Yeah, that's Yasuo's CR. That was a good ult. That's really big, okay. AKALI hasn't used ult yet. She uses ult. Congrats.
Yeah, please stun, because like, even if you don't use it for damage, the stun is just...
To be honest, a lot of the time AKALI ult isn't used for damage. It's used as a gapclose.
Yeah.
The first cast doesn't do damage. Like, look, it's 150.
The first cast stuns, isn't it? Yeah, 0.5 seconds.
It stuns, but you don't have to hit it. It's a mini stun. It stuns for 0.5 seconds. It's not really noticeable.
I would... I enjoy the stun.
It's nice, but it's more for like disrupting channel abilities rather than purely for damage.
Oh yeah, this bit. So as soon as you see Kel leave mid lane is when you start to back off. Even now, this is fairly risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave here. At this point, like, as Kel's coming down, I would just hide in this bush, and then hope she doesn't find me. With teammate passive. Thankfully, you get out.
Yeah.
I thought we could kill Kel here. I was sorely mistaken, and we just run away.
Okay, so
Oh, this one. Right, this one.
Yeah, okay, this is good to talk about. Okay, so roles in your team fight. Pause, please. Okay.
So I think AKALI's doing the right thing by coming up.
Yeah. Currently, blue team has a lot more damage because it's a 5v4. Two members of red team who do damage are on low health. So theoretically, blue team should definitely win. Kale is already exhausted, which means she's pretty strong. They have enough CC and tankiness to kill red team. Like, red team's not tanky. Like, even as he does more of a bruiser, he hasn't built tank stats yet, has he? Yeah. No, Fate doesn't really count. Comparatively, Rice built a rod that's already stacking. Darius has a Black Cleaver, Draven has a Bloodthirster, and Kale still is ult, so that's really strong. So right now, red team should just want to run away, because you can't win. And preferably with the Teemo, because Teemo has a really strong slow on his ultimate. The one thing I do have to say is that red team has longer range than blue team in terms of engage through AKALI, and they have more slows, and Tristan has more range. So if it turns out to be like like red team should be able to run away because of the range bonus, slows on the team, their ability. So and they're really good at harassing the other team because Lulu has long range, Tristan has long auto attack range. Well, blue team need to warp up, and Yasuo's ability is severely hindered when he's not around a minion wave because he can't be around. Yeah. Adrise is weak, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no.
If AKALI had R button, she could do that.
She should have used it. She doesn't use the R.
No, it wasn't cooldown that time, I think. An R here to just kill the Yasuo.
And she R's into them, which is.
Yeah, if you R away, there might have been a chance of you surviving. Low, but like maybe you could get to Shroud.
And she didn't use R beforehand.
Next team fight. That was a Rise one.
Wait, this is going for over an hour, dude.
Yeah.
I think we should just do this one and then just call it. Yeah, because we've talked about definitely enough.
Wait, Lulu doesn't have a warding trinket.
Did she sell it? She sold it.
Wait. Now I'm more confused than when she didn't have it at the start. Okay, so she has it here.
She has it here.
Has it here.
Yeah.
Has it here. Has it here. I think it.
Why would you sell a warding trinket? You swap it for an oracle or
sweeping
another trinket.
After she dies here, she sells it.
Maybe it's a misclick, but surely you should have noticed. Yeah, it's a misclick. Surely you should have noticed that something's missing.
Especially when you.
Something else you should talk about. The vision scores are absurdly low on all sides.
Yeah.
People have been sitting on 2 warding trinkets for a lot of the game. Like Draven's been sitting on 2. Yeah. Please ward. It helps you get S's. They actually do count it for an S rank. So you not warding means you are kind of nerfing yourself. Yeah, like you're not gonna get a chest.
Yeah, I think that's probably enough for.
This is probably it. Like blue team's throwing up ahead. They've got
this the Rise thing? I think it's a Rise one where we just didn't attack him. Yeah, it is. Alright.
Okay.
Where he just sort of ults in.
Yeah. So there are 5 members. There's 4 right now that are coming to Rise.
So we just killed him.
And no one's attacking Rise. There's no polymorph. AKALI's doing the right thing, but no one's. I don't know why you're just sitting outside of tower. Like he was literally free food. He doesn't even die. It's really sad. Oh well.
We got the Yasuo at least, but
just,
like
he literally sent himself into.
Yeah, but I think that's probably enough.
Just kind of recognize when people are ranging.
We got the notes here. Don't sell your warding trinket. I'm gonna replace buy with don't sell it.
Yeah, because we thought that Lulu didn't buy it at all.
Because we were at the end of the game, we're like, why is there a blank space here?
Yeah. I also do remember to ward.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we had this conversation last night. Probably better to just sort of stop playing the skill explosive champions, especially the niche ones. So if specifically for Leo, if you want to learn the game in a way that will allow you to play other champions and like understand how mana works and stuff, you need to stop, or at least play other champions than Cat.
Because Cat has no mana, so the only thing that stops her is cooldowns, and cooldowns are really, really big. Like if it doesn't have a Q, she has one less option to like gapclose, and if you just spam Q, it's a waste. Because you have 9 seconds or so where you can't. It's a lot harder to engage and do damage to the enemy 3-6 if you don't have a Q. That's what cooldowns are. If champions didn't have cooldowns, then Carthus would be busted. Probably. Seems like it. Edge's Knight first by Banshees first by. Wait, Banshees would be busted if there was no cooldowns. Permanent spell shield. Civil would be pretty good as well.
That'd be like worse than Earth.
Kale would be also really, really strong.
Because infinite range attacks. Who else?
And also
animation.
Literally unkillable.
Wait, Carthus's Q animation is equal to the cooldown, right?
Later on, yes. Same with Cass. You're literally gated by an animation because the animation is longer than your cooldown.
Anyhow, yeah, this is pretty much probably said more than we have.
Cooldowns is especially in top lane because top lane's a long lane.
Yeah.
And you have no other people to influence you apart from the jungler, which rarely comes top. Well, they either rarely come top or they come top every minute. It's like the two extremes.
If you are Hishinshin.
Hishinshin. Or playing like, I don't know, another champion. But this means that top lane cooldowns and mana is even more important than mid lane or bot lane. If you run out of mana, or an important ability is on cooldown top lane, that means you're a lot weaker. Like Darius, if Darius doesn't have E, he can't harass teammate efficiently, effectively. So, yep, that's not just range versus melee matchup, but just top lane and lane. It's just that it's a lot more. It shows a lot more on top.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm tired. I want to sleep.
Yeah. Alright, bye Victor.
Goodbye. This is